Hi, Liz here with Liz's Crafts, and just waiting for my notification. Everyone will know that I'm live. And it is a 3D heart to put in notification. I lost me. Okay, there I am. Some Liz Craft. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is get a piece of scrapbook paper, and I use the paper Dashery 20 Designs. It was $21.99 minus 50% at Hobby Lobby, and I've been using this a lot for Valentine's Day, so I'm getting a lot of use out of it. These papers are really thick, and I just love them. So that's what we're going to be using today. And then we're also from Magnolia Design Co. I did put the link in the description for this particular stencil. It is called Encouraging Words. It's in the 8.5 by 11 section, and there's 12 stencils in here. We're going to be using 4 of them, but this one says find your passion, don't wish for it, work for it, think happy, life filled with love. But the ones we're going to use, and then I have 4 of them that are drying. So dream big, we're going to use that one. You are enough, I'm going to use that one. We're going to use actually I can, and then great job. So if you want to see any of these chalk paste, which we will be using Sugar Plum, which is a bright pink color of chalk paste, you can go to lizyonke.magnoliadesignco.com. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started. And what you're going to do is you're just going to fold your paper, your scrapbook paper, over a little bit, and then you're going to cut out a heart. And you can do this freehand. Hearts are pretty easy. You just cut the bottom part here, you get in the corner, and you cut it at an angle. And then you, of course, you cut down, and then you make the center of the heart. So it's going to be just like this. Now I want to make sure that my stencils are going to fit on here. That looks good. Looks good enough. So what I'm going to do is you want to make 6 of these hearts. So to do that, I am not going to draw on it. I'm just going to hold my folded heart on the folded edge of my paper, and then I'm going to cut around it. Now you want to make sure that you don't cut your original heart, but get as close to it as you can. And then you're just going to cut another one. And I like to get it down to where the little pointy ends meet, and that way I don't even have pointy ends. And I'm just going to go around and cut my heart. I see my husband is watching. Hi, Dave. Thank you for watching. Okay, so now we have 3 hearts, and I want 3 more. So I'm just going to go ahead and fold this side of my paper. And I'm going to do the same thing to this side. So again, I'm putting my point down in the corner to where I don't even have to point. I'm just cutting the paper at an angle, and then I'm going around my heart to finish cutting it out. And like I said, you want 6 hearts. And I'm just holding my heart on here. I mean, if you need to, you can take a pencil and trace around it, but I really don't think it's necessary unless you have problems with your hands And then you might want to do that. Yeah, I didn't like the way that one turned out. Let me just, I don't know what I did to that one. Okay, but we're going to use it anyway. And now what I want to do is I want to decide how I'm going to lay my hearts together. Because what we're going to be doing is we're going to be gluing down the center and then putting the next one on top. Gluing down, put the next one on top. And if you want all of the brown to be on the back, then you face them all this way. If you don't want that, you do 3 one way and 3 the other way. We're going to go ahead and do 3 one way and 3 the other way. So you want to decide which ones you want to have to be your ends facing out. And I'm going to stencil on them. So this has this glossy, I forget what it's called, embossing on it, and it kind of sticks out. So I'm going to pick 2 that don't have that on it. That is going to look better for my stenciling. So I'm choosing these 2 right here. I think these 2 will work best. So I'm going to put my Dream Big on one of them. And actually this does have the embossing on it. Maybe this one would look better. Okay, I'm going to use this one. And then this one here that says "You Are Enough." So I'm putting one on one on the other, and these are going to be my end hearts. And now I have my chalk paste in Sugar Plum, which is a bright pink, and my squeegee, which I have cut down. They come bigger than this, but to use them, to manage them a little bit better, you can cut them down. And for your smaller stencils, they work really well when you cut them down. And now once I'm done with my stencil, normally, like if I'm not live, I would take it right to my sink, and I would have a sponge and I just wipe it off, and it comes off very well. For right here, what I'm going to do, and look, isn't this wonderful? It looks so great. I have a little bowl of water here, so I'm going to put my stencil face down in the water. That way my chalk paste does not dry in the screen portion of my stencil. And now I'm going to continue on with my other stencil. And as you can see, you don't use a lot of chalk paste. I probably won't even use all of this for this. Let me turn this down a little bit more. I don't need to hear myself. Well, Holly's watching. Hi, Holly. How are you? And if you guys like what you see here, please feel free to share with your family and your friends and anybody that you think might like to see my videos. I would appreciate it. And also, I have a group that's called Liz's Craft Friends. And it is a closed group. If you want to join that group, just search for it, and there's 2 questions you need to answer. Do you like crafts, and will you abide by the rules? If you answer yes to those questions, normally I will approve you unless I think there's something fishy going on with your Facebook profile, and then I might reconsider. So here I have this one. I'm going to take this off. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? I just love this. I know you can't see it too well, but I'll take a picture of it and I'll put it on Liz's Craft Friends. And we also have Liz's Craft page, and that's where I go live. So if you follow and like Liz's Craft page and say that you want the notifications, then you will be notified when I go live, and you can see the crafts and you can interact with me. And if you're on here and you're not too shy, please say hi and let me know where you're watching from. So I have these other hearts that I've already cut out. And again, I want to do the same thing. I want to go ahead and use my stencils on them. So I want to pick which ones I want to be the front and the back. I think I'm going to use this one here. And this one here. Now I want to keep these hearts separate from those hearts because they are cut out different. So this stencil says, actually I can. And this one says, great job. And you really do want to do your stenciling before you put your hearts together. It just makes them come out a lot crisper. Because you have the fold and then you're going to have all that glue in there and it's going to get in the way. So if you want to stencil on them, make sure you do that before you put your hearts together. And when I get off live here, I will take my stencils and I will wash them in my sink here with a sponge. And I used one of those natural sponges and it worked wonderful. So I'm just going to put my, again, face down in the water so that my chalk paste does not dry in the screen portion of my stencil. These are adhesive stencils and they are reusable. And I really love them. They make your crafts turn out really nice. And if you guys do decide to order, please use my link because I do get a little portion. I do get a commission when someone buys using my link. So I would appreciate that. And if you make anything, I would like to see what you make, and I'm sure other people would too. You can put it on Liz's Craft Friends. You can post your crafts on Liz's Craft Friends. And then we can ooh and all over them and give each other inspiration, and so that we can use each other's crafts to make our own crafts. And not everybody's craft, even if we do the same ones, or it's going to be exactly the same. So this one says, actually I can. Now I'm going to go ahead and put my chalk paste up. And then I'm going to use my heat gun. Now normally you would just let your the chalk paste dry in the air, and it doesn't take too long. But I don't want to mess them up, so I want to make sure they're totally dry before we start putting our pieces together. And this heat gun does get a little hot, so you need to be careful if you're going to use one. And you don't want to get it near your stencils, you could melt them. And this one's nearly dry anyway before I started using my glue gun, my heat gun. And this one, oh, no. This one is probably already dry. Okay, I'm going to have to go over here and get my other heart that fell. There we go. Okay, so we can start putting these together. And what I'm using is a low temperature hot glue gun. And I'm going to do 3 hearts one way and 3 hearts the other way. I want this to be my top heart. So I want to work with my other hearts first. And then where we had it folded right here, we're just going to put a strip of the hot glue right down the center. These are very simple to make. We're going to put these in our dough bowl. And then you just want to line up your heart so that you know, it folds in the same place, and you have your tops and your bottoms pretty much lined up. Okay, so I've got 2 of these hearts here. I want this one to be one of the end pieces, so I'm going to use it next. I'm going to put another strip of hot glue straight down the center of the fold, and then I'm going to put this heart on top of it and making sure it is lined up. Okay, and now I'm going to do the back side. So you do it the same way, but I want to go ahead and bend this a little bit. And then where my crease is, I'm just putting a line of hot glue down my crease. And then I'm going to put one of my hearts on top of that, lining it up. Hey Jim, how are you? And then I'm going to put another strip of glue right down the center of this heart. Line this one up on top. And then do the same thing with the last heart. So again, I'm just putting a strip of glue down the center fold of the heart. And then I want to line this heart up on top of it. Okay, so we have this on this side. It says you are enough, and then dream big on this side. Now what we want to do is we want to fold these out. So 3 going one way and then 3 going the other way because we had 6 hearts. And then we want to turn it over and do the same thing to the other side. We're just folding it in, folding in the next one, and then the third one. And you might have to work with it a little bit to get it exactly where you want it. But here's what we have. And then we're just going to put this in our dough bowl. So we have this one here. Now we're going to continue on and make this one. So again, we're going to decide. We've already decided the end pieces, and now we 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Then we're just going to start gluing these together. So I think I want this one to be the first one. So I'm just going to take a strip of glue straight down the center, and then I'm going to lay this one on top of it, face up, so they're both face up, and then I'm going to do the same thing to the next one. Do this heart face, oh no, I have to do this heart, one of these hearts that we have stenciled face up. Now we want to turn it over, bend it a bit, and then do our glue straight down the middle where the fold was. We made our hearts. I'm going to do it again. You want to try to line your hearts up as best as you can. And now we're ready for our last heart. Ouch. And even if it's low temperature glue, it can burn you. It won't blister you, because I have been blistered before by hot glue, but the low temperature glue will not blister you. Or at least it's never blistered me. Only the high temperature one did. And I've got several blisters. Okay, so again, I'm just folding these 3 this way, and then I'll fold the other 3 the opposite way. Doing the center one first. then the next one, and then the last one. Okay. And then you just want to mess with it a little bit. Just kind of get them to where. Okay, so this one you have your great job. And then actually I can. Now I did make a couple others here. This one here I have, it says keep trying. And then on this side it says you got this. So I made this one ahead of time, and then I put a piece, I did 5 of the paper hearts, and then I did 1 of the cookie sheet hearts. And the cookie, Shannon is watching. Hi, Shannon. The cookie sheet heart is the aluminum cookie sheet that you get from the Dollar Tree. So I just used the same way that I cut out these other hearts. I cut out the cookie sheet heart, and I put it, the 3rd heart in. So we have these here. And then I have this other one, which I have the cookie sheet on the back, and I did all of my hearts facing the one direction. So all of the hearts are facing this way. So all you see back here is brown, because the back of my scrapbook page is brown, like a brown paper bag. I thought it would just look better if you had something other than the brown paper bag on the back. But you can do the brown on the back is fine, if that's what you like. So there we have our 4 hearts, and I'm going to get out my dough bowl. So this is what we've been working on last week up through today, and we might continue tomorrow. I'm not really sure. I have quite a bit of stuff in here. So this heart, this is a garland, a heart garland, beaded, and it's red and white beads on it that we stained. And this says live a life filled with love, and on this side it says think happy thoughts. Of course, we have our little pillows. We have 3 of these. This says don't wish for it, work for it on this side, and then the heart with the same chalk paste on it that we just used. On the other side, we have these little ones. This one says keep life simple, and then it has, this was off a pair of my shoes. And then we have these that are made out of music sheets. So we have 2 of those. This one says pray more, worry less, and this one says you are enough. And here's another leather one that has this hanging off of it, and then it says keep trying. And then we have these 2 hearts right here. These are burlap, and on the back this one says you are sweet, and this one has a heart on it. And they're kind of made backwards of each other. So I thought these were just nice little items for our dough bowl, and we're going to add these to it. So again, just another type of heart that we can add to our dough bowl. And what I'll do is I'll turn on my candles, and I'm going to turn the light off. Oh, not that one. This one. And shut the curtain. There we go. And what I'll do is, like I said, I'll take a picture of our dough bowl with all of our items in it, and I will post it on Liz's Craft Friends and Craft page. And if you join Liz's Craft page and follow and say you want the notifications, then you'll get notified when I go live. If you join Liz's Craft Friends, it is a closed group. You have to ask. There's 2 questions you have to answer, and once you answer, I will approve you unless I see something going on. I see Georgie on. Hey, Georgie, how are you? So I'll take pictures of this, put it on both pages, and then in the comments, I will put the link to the stencil I used for these hearts today. And actually, we've been using the same stencil throughout our whole dough bowl experience. So, you know, if you want to get the stencil, it's really versatile. You can use it a lot. I really like it. And I had used it on other things before I did any of this. And I'll also put the link in the comments for the chalk paste. I should be able to be back here tomorrow. And I don't know. We're kind of running out of room for the dough ball. So if I don't do another, then I'll have another Valentine craft for you. So until then, keep crafting. And did you guys like what you see here today? If so, can you give me a heart? I'll just wait a few seconds for that because I know there's a delay. And I think we'll go ahead and turn the light back on. And open the curtain. And this is just a neat little control for my candles here. I got these Hobby Lobby $3 for all three of them with remote control. I think it's, and they flicker so they look like they're real candles. I just think it's pretty awesome. So I'm going to go ahead and hopefully I will see you all back here tomorrow. I'll let you know at least a half an hour live, and I'll have to make. All righty, bye-bye.